My best friend had never felt the insides of a woman, so I decided to help him out. I have a guy best friend whom I've known my whole life. Throughout school life, classmates always called him a geek guy and myself geek girl, as we always hung together and did nerdy stuff, but never dated each other. He was always extremely self-conscious and sensitive about the name calling. Later, when we became adults, we continued to keep in touch, but we were also busy with our own separate lives. But one day I went to visit him, and he seemed miserable. He confessed that he felt lonely for a long time and never been with a girlfriend. I was like, what about me? He replied, you're different. I'm like, how? Then he said, I've never held a girl. So I held his hand. I've never felt a girl's lips. So I kissed his cheek. I've never seen a girl. I'm like, that's not true. Okay. Besides the stuff I care to admit seeing on the computer and phone. So I replied, so you've never had steamy time? He said, just with Mrs. Thumb and her 4 sisters. I replied, what? He laughed. Never mind. So I reached for the bottom of my top. He replied, don't be silly. What are you doing? I told him, bringing you into the real world. And I lifted up my top and he stared at my melons for a long time. He said, Bree, I can't. I told him, it's okay. Touch them. I promised. They won't explode on you. I felt his warm hands on my melons and kept kneading them. So I reached down and cupped his groin. I explained, so you do care about me? We ended up undressing and sneaking off to the bedroom. It felt so nice when I laid underneath him and he slid into me and I locked my legs around him while he steadily drilled me. Then he was pushing at my knees of Bree, you have to release me. I smiled back, you need to release yourself. Then he threw himself on me and gripped me tight. When he grunted, I felt him shoot into me and I came. Soon, while feeling his warmth filling me, he collapsed on me and told me that I was his very best friend.